Hi, my name is Kelly. Welcome to Junior Achievement Second Grade, our community. Today I'm going to take you through the process of what Session 1 is going to look like. On behalf of JA of South Dakota, we want to thank you for being a JA volunteer in your classroom. The first thing you're going to want to do is grab out your JA resource guide and your helpful hints. These are going to be extremely helpful for you when you're going through and creating your lesson plans. The next thing you're going to do is break up your kit. We have all the information that is in here for you to be successful. You're going to need your JA name tags. Students are going to write their names on here, fold them in half for their table tents. At the end of each session, make sure you collect these and then hand them to your teacher, put them in your bag, or have them put them in their desks for the next session. You're also going to need the JA magnets for them to take home. A great idea is to give these to your teacher at the end of your session. That way they're not distracted by it for the rest of the class day. You're also going to need your key term flashcards when you're going through what the words mean, and your game pieces for the tic-tac-toe. These will be your job cards and also the tic-tac-toe markers. After you have everything completed, the first task is going to be to go through the story of Lily finding the job. You're going to reference the JA poster that I have back here, and they're going to find Lily on the job board. You're going to go through and just read a story to them, and while you're reading the story, they're going to do different actions. One thing that's very helpful is if you write the actions on the board. When you say liked or liked, they're going to clap their hands. When you say good at, they'll show their muscles. And when you say jobs are jobs, they're going to say ding, ding, ding. When you're reading the story, make sure you give them enough time to actually do the actions. It also helps if you can reference the board and point to each word when you're about to say it. That way they can actually incorporate the actions into the classroom. Once you've finished with their story, then you're going to move on and pass out the job cards. These are all the job cards, and they're going to have various different jobs, and on the back they have information of what those jobs do. One thing you're going to run into is that students aren't necessarily going to be able to read every single thing on your job card. One helpful hint is to, instead of having them read them out to the class, break them up into their cluster groups and have them read them to one another. That way they can help each other with their reading skills as you and the teacher mill about the classroom to help them as well. Once they're done doing their reading of their cards, they're going to play a tic-tac-toe job game. You're going to want to show them an example of how that looks. So you'll simply lay out the cards, you'll break them into the cluster groups, lay out the cards, so they'll each receive a tic-tac-toe board. The game card will look like this. Then you, as the JA volunteer, are going to turn your book and you're going to read them different clues. If you notice, it'll say between 50 and 57 on the pages. Those will be all the clues that you're going to read to help them determine. Once they have an item that they can do, they're going to place one of the green pieces on theirs. Once they get 3 in a row, just like tic-tac-toe, they're going to yell tic-tac-toe 3 jobs in a row, and that will be the group winner for the game. After you've completed that, that should wrap up your day for Session 1 activities. Be sure to tell the class that you're going to be coming back again for your next session and that you'll be there for 5 times total. But good luck with your first session.